Good morning, everybody. I feel like I'm going to have a quieter in-person audience today with this snow, but that's okay.
I'll be loud. Loud number 10.
Loud in the back. I do have this for you if you want, Susan. It's just a printed version of it. Good morning, online people. If you want to come on camera because we're lonely, we can do that today. I know no one usually comes on camera, so it's always me speaking to a blank screen, but if you guys want to, we can. Here you go. And if you guys are online, I sent you guys an email with a business plan guide. One's PDF, one is Microsoft Docs, so you can edit it. So just check your emails on the announcements, and you guys should get a copy of that. And if you're in person, you will have a physical piece. It's very basic. I'm trying to keep it simple this year. Yeah, it's on.
No,
Do you want one? Are you business planning with me?
yeah. No.
Actually, I know exactly which avatar you are too. No.
Bernie? I think you should give a shout out to Carney.
Stanek would like to do a shout out to Carney. I'm just going to download.
You wasted? Yeah. Did you do a cruise?
Without me? Yeah. Was it girls' trip? I think how fresh.
I should have put a line in those. If you guys are just tuning in and you want the booklet online, I just put the links in the chat there. Oh, Florence is Kemi. I was wondering. You know when you get the logins from Zoom and it's like iPhone, you don't know who it is. Well, I'm glad some people made it from the snow. Thank you. We made it in. Us sisters came in last week during, was it Thursday? The giant snowstorm we came here with Remy as well, Paige's new baby. That was pretty fun. So it does suck, but it's nice to come in person. There we go. A couple more minutes. Oh, the big boss is here for his business planning session.
Good thing. Don't knock. There's no competition.
It's true. Today is a great day to get in touch with your past clients. Or I actually had one of our, do you guys remember Kathy Webster? She spoke to us. She texted me last snowstorm. She's like, this is a great day for prospecting. So it kind of is because everyone's kind of just sitting at home. So it is a good time to kind of touch base with past clients or, yeah, true. If you can conquer the phone, weather is irrelevant. Quote by Claire. So we will talk a little bit about cold calling. We're gonna talk a little bit about door knocking and all that other good stuff. Are they gonna be chit-chatting? I might close the door if they okay. I get so like what is it called? Overstimulated. I can hear everything. It's true. We wanted to hear everyone's conversations.
Oh.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna reward everyone that's on time because if you're late, you're late. So welcome to 2026 business planning. I'm glad you guys could all come in. Usually we do business planning like November, December. That's typically when the coaches do it. For some reason this year, I just felt the energy was so down in December that I thought, I don't know, it felt like a renewed energy in January. So typically we like to do it before the year starts, but sometimes we get a little distracted and I don't know. I want to switch things up and I knew like all the coaches were doing their business planning in the December, but maybe you guys did attend some of them, but I wanted to do a different type of business planning that may work out a little bit better for you guys. So I even attended a few different business planning sessions with different coaches and picked out a few things that I liked and didn't like that I think that you guys would do or wouldn't do. And that's what we're going to be bringing up today. So some things, if you're an experienced agent, some of this may come as obvious things, but I do think I switched it up a little bit that may get you to understand your avatar lately. Claire, do you remember we talking about the avatars? I don't even know if you remember. I went to Chairman's Circle last year. We talked about avatars and different agents and how to help you guys figure out what prospecting works specifically for your personality, because what would work for Sanic may not work for Hoda. We don't know. You guys are all different personalities. So I wanted to more go with personalities versus what you guys are seeing other agents do and trying to copy them. If it's not something that works for you, that maybe work for them. So we're going to be doing that instead. So if you guys have questions in the chat, just let me know and I will pay attention. So let's get started. Perfect. Okay, so 2026, we're actually doing a marketing and prospecting plan. So it's a little bit of business planning, but also I'm hoping that you guys will walk away with some marketing and prospecting ideas. Those of you guys that don't know, marketing and prospecting are two very different things. And a lot of agents tend to steer more towards marketing themselves versus actually prospecting. So marketing is more of a way of just like reminding people about your brand and who you are and just consistently putting out content, mail outs, calling, whatever it is, and just reminding you of who you are. Prospecting is a different type of method where you're actually directly reaching out to people and asking them if they want to buy and sell a house. And what I find is a lot of agents only focus on marketing and they never really add prospecting into their plan. And when they start to realize no one's working with them or things aren't coming, like they're like, I'm putting out the flyers, I'm putting out the social media posts, but no one's buying and selling with me, there's a high chance that you guys are missing a prospecting portion of your business. I can almost guarantee that most people are missing the prospecting part of their business. Are any of you guys in this room missing that right now? Yeah. So I know Natsumi, you do a lot of like seminars, but you're reaching out to the people afterwards, after your seminar. So that would be considered marketing and prospecting. So you're doing both. Same thing when you're hosting an open house. You're marketing the open house, you're trying to get as many people to the house as possible. And then you're doing the follow-up and you're texting people or you're calling them after the open house to see if they're still interested. So you're mixing the two together, which is really, really important. So if you found that you were just focused on marketing and no one was actually doing anything with your marketing, you're probably not doing it correctly. So our objectives today, I want to help you guys align your 2026 marketing and prospecting efforts with your personal goals as well. So today we're going to be clarifying what income you guys want to achieve, what lead goals you want to achieve, which marketing channels will actually work for you specifically. And then at the end, we're actually going to come up with a prospecting plan that you can hopefully commit to on a weekly basis, as well as a monthly basis. And then hopefully you have a little bit of a roadmap of where you're going to be going this year. So just for fun, I forgot that I put polls in here. Car, do you know how to bring up poll? Oh, I did. I created some. I don't know if oh yeah, one word goal. Okay. So we're going to do a little bit of a poll online and in person, but what's one word that will describe your goals this year? And you guys online can enter it in there as well. Don't you guys want to share? Consistency? That's a big one, actually.
Fruitful.
Fruitful? Oh, I like that. Discipline. Any of you ladies? Claire, what's your business goal of the year? Or, sorry, one word for your goal of the year. Claire loves this stuff, by the way.
Success.
Success with
Ownership.
ownership. Oh, that was a good one, actually. Talk to people. Yeah. Just talk. Yeah. Just talk to people. Socialize. All right. We've got 5. I'm going to end the poll. What do we?
X amount of dollars. That's it.
Yeah. How much money do you want? I actually don't even know how to use this thing. How do I? Oh, share the results. Where do you share them? Do you know, Carly?
I think they'll get.
Oh, they do?
They don't want.
5 out of 5.
Oh, we don't see what you.
Oh, I don't see this at all. Okay. Achievable and engaged. 2 people had that. Stop sharing. Do you guys see those? I don't know. Perfect. We'll continue. Okay, so some of the guys in the comments said achievable and engaged. Okay, so why goal-based planning matters. So marketing without a goal. So if you guys have been like sending out flyers or posting on social media or doing whatever type of marketing, but you don't really have a goal. You're just like, yep, let's just put it out there because Caitlin told me I need to put out flyers. But if you don't have a goal of like how many people you want to reach out to you, why you're doing the marketing, you're just going to waste your time and energy by marketing. So if you're just chucking things out there and hoping something sticks, it's not going to work. You're just wasting your time and your money probably. If you're prospecting without a target, so if you were cold calling and you're just cold calling because I told you that you had to call 100 people to get an appointment, that's not going to work either. So you have to go in with the idea that I'm going to prospect today and I'm going to land an appointment. I'm going to prospect today and I'm going to add 5 people to my database today. You have to have some sort of target of what your goal is actually to be. Like, is your goal to just get phone numbers? Is your goal just to have conversations? Is your goal to get an appointment? Is your goal to add people to your database? What is your actual prospecting goal? But if you're just talking to people and you're just like, yep, I was told to have 5 conversations about real estate, did it, moved on. The goal is to actually get an appointment. And that is your goal of prospecting, is to either get a lead or get an appointment. Hopefully it's getting an appointment. So when you start with your income goal, then everything starts to fall into place. So I also think that we need to have some sort of goal in mind. And like Claire said, how much money do I want in the bank? That is a very blunt way of saying it. How much money do you want to make? And a lot of people are very uncomfortable with that. They're like, I don't know, I want to make 100K or I want to make 500K, whatever it is. Some people don't even have a number goal. Do you guys all have income goals here? You have a very specific number in your head? The other thing I have found with agents, we have a couple, actually 3 agents that I can make you aware of. One agent that was in the office wanted to hit double centurion this year, which I think is like over 400K. Another agent wanted to be top 30 under 30. He achieved that. Another agent also wanted to be a centurion as well for the first time. He also got it. So these agents were agents that consistently reached out and messaged me and said, "This is my goal. This is what I want to achieve." And it was really cool actually in like the worst year of real estate to actually see some of these guys that were consistently reaching out to us and saying, "Did I hit the list? Am I on the like what's my goal?" And I know you've had it a lot too. And they're like, did I make my award? And it was just always on their brain is what award they wanted to hit. And they would think about it every single day. And I think it worked. We even have an agent now whose goal is to get, what is it, the Golden Heart? The Golden Heart Award, which is he wants to donate as much to charity as possible from all of his transactions. Some of you guys see that there's like an Easter Seals button on there. His goal is to get a Golden Heart Award, which is part of C21 as well as he wanted to be top 100 as well. So it's a really cool thing when you see agents that actually have a specific award goal that they want to achieve and they think about it all the time and then they actually do hit it. But then I've got agents that don't have a goal in mind. They're just kind of working. The bills are already going to be paid. They don't really care. They just want to sell a house as it comes. And those people aren't going to do as well. So we do have to treat this like a business. This isn't a hobby. I know there's some people out there that got into real estate because they have a full-time job and they're happy if they just sell a couple houses a year. That's a hobby. That's not real estate career. The people that are actually doing this full time, this is what they're working on, is an actual goal and how they're going to get there. But you do have to have a goal in mind, and then everything's going to fall into place because then you're going to realize, okay, how many people do I need to talk to? How many leads do I actually have to have in order to sell X amount of homes? What activities do I need to get those leads? And then what results is going to happen. So you have to start at the very top of the funnel, which is actually having a goal. And then we'll decide what steps need to be put into place after that. So you guys have some workbooks in front of you. If you are online, I did put some links there as well. I'll resend them in the chat. But if you're in person, you have some workbooks. So we're going to kind of work through it a little bit together. So what I want you guys to just write down is, what is your income goal? Just, it could be a number. I actually, yeah, just a number, not of how much you want to make. Oh, there you go. Here, Michael, my business planner. I have no more, so if I need to scan, I might ask you guys. Oh, okay. All right, did everyone write down their income goal? Okay, then from there, I'm going to go back to that one. Now we need to do a little bit of a multiple choice question I'm going to try this poll thing again, but let's just see. If you guys, let's just say your income goal is $200,000 and your average commission per deal is $15,000. How many transactions do you need to have? Or how many transactions do you need to do if your goal is $200,000 and your income per deal is 15? You guys can shout it out, or I put the poll up there so you guys can write in there. Just math. I want to see if you guys can do some math. Yeah. Okay, we got some people putting 10, 14. I guess if you want to put in there 14. It's kind of an uneven number, so you can round up a little bit. Someone wrote 5. We're gonna have to do some math classes, guys. If someone said 5, take it away. I wonder if I could see who wrote them. Probably not. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay, so the answer is like 13.3. So I rounded up to 14. So if your goal is $200,000 this year, you need to sell 14 houses, whether it's a buy side or a sell side. And if you're doing it on the listing side, then that means you have to ask for full commission, hopefully. Okay, so once you write that down, so now I want you guys to take your annual income goal and divide it by 15,000. I'm just gonna guess that our average is 15,000, but if you have a different average, maybe you do discount your commission. Write down what that number is for your average commission per deal that you do, and then write down how many transactions you need. Everyone's got that? Then I want you guys to divide that number by 12. So if we're going based off our $200,000 goal, you should be doing at least 1 transaction a month. And then there should be a couple months where you're doing 2. Now, in order to do 1 transaction per month, this is all math and this is all just science of it. For every 4 leads that you guys receive, and I'm saying 4 people that reached out to you that said, hey, I want to buy and sell a house this year, only one of those 4 is actually going to work out. So if you guys have a transaction goal of 14, you need at least 56 solid, like warm leads in your database or whatever you guys put, which is about 5 leads per month you need to have, or about 1 and a bit per week. So if you guys are doing the math on your sheets, that's what you want. So when you guys start to break it down, it's not that scary. Now, in order to have 54 warm leads, though, that's not 54 conversations. That's like, it depends on your prospecting ability. What would you say, Sandeep? I'm going to say if you want 54 leads, you almost need to be having, let me just divide this. I'm doing math too. You almost need to be having at least 50 conversations a week with people. That's a lot. So if you want to make $200,000, you need to have 50 conversations a week to get 4 leads. You guys all have your leads? Does anyone need help with it? Michael, you got yours? What's yours? You want to do 10 houses. Okay. So then you would times your 10 times, so you need to have at least 40 warm leads in your database to do your 10 deals. So that's like doing open houses, all that stuff. Not so much per week, 40 warm leads. So it depends on how many people. Let's just say it takes you, I don't know. Are you cold calling? What type of prospecting would you be doing? Open houses? Let's say, I'm going to pretend we're cold calling. If you're doing cold calling, Susan, how many people do you need to talk to get a lead? Like 100? 200?
Yeah, well, what, 20 people to get a lead?
20 people.
Yeah.
So you need to be talking to about 800 people to get a lead. So it is hard. So when people are talking about like these big numbers and then they like get really frustrated that they didn't do their goals, there's a high chance you probably didn't talk to that many people, right? And there's no secret to this business, guys. The only way to get clients is to talk to people. And there's many, many different ways to talk to people and different types. And I'm going to show you guys them all. But making $200,000 is not easy. So make it reasonable, or just understand that you're going to have to talk to a lot of people. Okay, next step, I want you guys to define your target audience. So now you know your income goal, you know how many people you need to talk to. Would you rather work with a buyer or seller? Seller. And I think we learned that this week. Ideally seller, yes. And we learned a lot about that on our Monday meeting. We had that Brandon guy talking about why working with buyers is going to kill you because it's just a lot of time. So ideally people do want to work with sellers, but some people prefer to work with buyers because that just works in their personality. So then you want to just also ideally what the geographic area is, where it is. Do you want it to be like close to home? Do you like downtown Toronto? Do you like the kind of cottage country? Where is it? And then you need to know the demographic of your client. How old are they? Are they seniors? Are they in their 30s? Are they in their 20s? Are they 50s? Like, how old are they? What do they do for a living? All that stuff. So this is a step that a lot of agents kind of skip as well, is they don't really know who they want to work with. They're just hoping just to work with anybody, which yes, we're not going to decline them, but I think you do need to have a clear idea on who your ideal client is, because then you're going to understand how to do marketing and prospecting for these types of people. Because we're going to do another quiz actually. So if you're going to we're going to match the marketing channel with your ideal client type. Where's my poll again? I like the polls. The other one was bad. Oh, sorry. We're going to share results. Stop sharing. Okay. If you were going to do social media, who's your ideal client? Is it senior downsizers, millennial first-time homebuyers, or FSBO farming? Do you guys know in this room? Okay. Which one did you say?
Senior downside.
Okay. So if you were using social media, senior downsizers?
No?
They don't.
Oh, social media.
If you're using social media,
Facebook.
yes, you're not wrong. But in the ideal world, if you're using social media, we should not be talking to senior citizens on there. We should be directing our content towards first-time home buyers, probably maybe 30 to 40s. There is some seniors on there for sure, but the senior downsizers you're going to get from social media is the kids for the most part, right? So I find that the people that are reaching out to me on social is typically the kids of the downsizing parents. Even if the guys in their 50s, 60s, like I had someone reach out saying they're selling their 80-year-old grandparents' house. So I'm thinking like old people when I say senior downsizers, people that are moving into homes, right? Maybe I should take out first-time home buyers. I should put step-up buyers, whatever it is. But the whole point is, if you said on this sheet that your ideal client is senior downsizers, we should not be fully on social media.
Unless you're gonna target your social media to the kids.
Unless you're targeting to the children.
You gotta understand. Parents old, your parents just target kids of the senior.
Exactly. So if you even said, hey, I want to work with buyers or I want to work with first-time home buyers, you need to be on social media. You're not going to find them door knocking. They don't own homes. So I'm trying to get you to change your brain on the activities of your clients. So if you're like Natsumi, she works with first-time home buyers. She's all over social media promoting first-time home buyer seminars, and she's going to find clients on that. But she's not going to be targeting someone that's moving into a senior citizen home because they don't have social media. Okay, so that's if you guys said even your ideal client, you want to work with buyers or you want to work with, and your demographic was like 30s to 50s, you're probably going to be on social media. All right, we're going to do another poll. I should move this. Okay, let's just say direct mail. Is direct mail for senior downsizers, like senior downsizers, millennial first-time buyers, or FSBOs? Exactly. Perfect. So I think we've got some people that are kind of voting. Yep, it could be for FSBOs as well. And I'm saying like direct mail. But yes, I would say probably this could go into probably two categories. So direct mail would be good for someone that's thinking about farming a neighborhood, or they're trying to get it to the senior citizens that receive mail and they probably go through their mail. Probably not a millennial first-time home buyer because they don't own a house. So you're not direct mailing to anybody, maybe their parents. But if you're like sending out first-time home buyer seminars through the mail, like you're hitting the wrong audience. If I was going to do direct mail, it would be how to upsize or how to downsize because they already own a home. So the targeted mail is going to have a little bit of a different message because they already live there and they may be thinking about selling to upsize or downsize. So it depends as well on what type of neighborhood you're sending it to. Okay, let's say, here's this one. If you want to do cold calling and door knocking, would you be doing senior downsizers, millennial first-time homebuyers, or FSBO farming? Yeah. Yeah. So if you're going to be cold calling, typically you're going after people that are complete strangers and you're going to be going probably for someone that's already trying to sell their home on their own. We can directly call them or go to their door. Or if you're doing farming and you want to get to know the neighborhood, or you're doing a just listed, just sold, you're probably going to be going directly to the door or trying to get their phone number. Definitely not first. And yes, you could do senior downsizers as well that way. Okay. So you guys kind of get where I'm at, right? So when you guys were selecting what type of ideal client, then you're going to select what type of marketing you're doing. So if you guys are like, yes, I love working with first-time home buyers, but you're not on social media, you're probably not going to find very many social like first-time home buyers. So if that is your ideal audience, you need to be on there. But if you love working with senior citizens, you need to get offline and you got to go hit the streets. So it's just a different type of marketing effort. Yeah, and then we did that. Perfect. So this was kind of part of Richard Robbins. I don't think he posted it yesterday, but it's always one of my favorite slides that he has. Agents are always trying to find like what that next big thing is to find clients. We're always looking for that magic pill of how to find clients and think that there's some mystery way of finding a client that we just don't know about. But honestly, it's false. There's only 17 ways that you guys can actually generate leads in this business, and that's it. So we don't need to like go regenerating the wheel. We don't need to be like thinking of all these different things that will not generate business. These are the ways. And if you don't like these ways, you're probably in the wrong business. But there's different things that work for other people. So you can either go after things that, and you kind of have to think about yourself in as an experienced agent and a new agent as well. Because as a new agent, you have a lot of time and not a lot of money. So you're going to be doing things that probably require a low cost and a high time. Oh, no, that's a high cost. Low cost, high time. So if you're a brand new agent, you should be thinking about things like open houses, door knocking, just listed, just sold prospecting. These things don't cost you money, but you have time. As an experienced agent, you might not have a lot of time, but you have a lot of money. So you would be thinking about things such as geographic farming, direct mail, advertising, branding, having a online lead generating website, getting referrals from other agents because you don't have a lot of time. You're working already with a lot of clients and you have a lot of money to do these things, such as sending out lots of flyers. We also thought about for farming, if that is part of your thing and you don't have a lot of money, but you have a lot of time, you should be hand delivering those to each door because you don't have the money to go paying someone to do it. This is probably the best one that you guys could do, which is low cost, low time. So it doesn't require you a lot of time and it doesn't require you a lot of money, which is if you're an experienced agent, repeat business is always going to be the number one way to find clients. Referrals from your sphere of influence. I'm talking to a brand new agent here. How long have you been in business? 5 months. How many listings have you had? 2 listings that came from family. And everyone's like, oh, but it only came from family. I know that. All your business is going to come, or majority of business is coming from friends and family. So we should be spending most of our time on friends and family. That is where most of the business comes from. And then I have people that say, I don't have friends or family. Well, go get new friends. I don't know what to tell you guys. We need to talk to people. And if you have no friends, you need to go find some friends. And I'm seeing like laughing because you guys know it's true, right? We have to go find friends. You have to go to meetups. You got to go to your kids' sports games. You got to go to Pilates, go to the gym, go out there into the universe and go make friends. We don't have to like hang out with them at their houses, but like be part of some sort of community. Go join a run club. That's me. You're in a bunch of clubs. What are your clubs again? Like Asian community, like join your community. And like that's how you met a lot of people. And most of your clients are coming from there. So I know if you don't have a sphere of influence, go get one. That's what you do. Referrals from strategic alliances. So partnering with like mortgage brokers, could be your hairdresser, your nail tech, your guy that fixes your car, whoever it is, like that own businesses that you're giving business to, creating strategic alliances with those people as well. If you're a strong listing agent, you should be getting leads from your sign calls or people calling you to come book a showing. That's a big one. So that's why being a listing agent is really powerful as well, because you can get leads that way. Um, which one else? We've got A, B, or C. So you should also be participating in maybe community events, social media, builders. These are kind of a mix of all three of them. A big one we're going to be talking about on February 3rd is mergers and acquisitions. This is buying, merging your database. So going after an experienced agent that's ready to exit the business and buying their database of clients. Hopefully, even as a new agent, you guys are building your database because hopefully we want to retire one day and sell our database to another agent or give referrals to another agent. So this is why we tell you guys really heavily to build that client list, because one day you're going to want to be in Florida, not buying or showing clients houses, and you're going to find a brand new agent like Omar, and you're going to say, Omar, you have lots of energy. Can you take my buyers out while I'm drinking a margarita? Like, right? So there's a big business in mergers and acquisitions, especially today. I think our average age of agents used to be 57. It's probably there. Claire jokes that agents don't retire, but we want to help you guys retire. So that's a February 3rd training session. Okay, now I want to dive you guys into avatars. And I learned about this again last year at a conference, and I thought this was the best way to really understand yourself as an agent. I know there's like disc profiles, color profiles, all that stuff, but I thought this one was the most relatable when it comes to agents and figuring out which agent you are. So there's 4 different types. One is a prospector, one's a networker, one's a marketer, and one is a converter. I think I have a poll for this one as well. So if you're a prospector, typically you are a person that prefers to directly reach out to complete strangers, so cold leads. You like to do cold calling. You prefer to not talk to your friends and family. Sorry. You prefer not to talk to your friends and family, and you want to go only speaking directly to complete strangers. The other one would be a converter. They also prefer to work with complete strangers, but they want the complete strangers to come to them. So these are really good people that are good at receiving leads, generating lots of leads, and can convert them from a complete stranger into a client. You would be considered a converter. If you're a networker, you prefer to work with people that you know and you like to go directly to them. So you're okay going up to your friend or your family and saying, hey, do you want to buy a house? Hey, do you want to sell a house? You go directly to the source and they're very warm. I see people shaking their heads. The other person is the marketer. This person prefers to also work with the people that they know or have a relationship with, but they want those people to come to them. You would be a marketer. The most successful real estate agents, do any of you guys know which one would be the most successful?
Think of all.
Interesting.
No.
No. The lowest conversion rate of all of them is actually the prospector and the converter. They have the lowest conversion rate. I think it was like 0 to 4%, something like that. Marketers, I believe theirs was like, I don't know. I could be making this number up. I should really find it. I think it was like 60% conversion. Networkers have an 80% conversion rate. And most of the most successful agents, I even think in our brokerage, are networkers. These are people that are just people. They're at networking events. These people actually don't even have CRMs half the time. They have no technology, but they know how to talk to people. These are the networkers, and they're probably the most successful. Marketers would be second. But most people don't want to talk to the people they know. I think I have a poll for this one because I am really curious to see what personality you guys are. And it's not, and some people kind of fall into both. Okay, I didn't do a poll for that. Some people think that they're kind of lean towards 2, but one of them will be your primary one. So if you are an avatar, do any of you guys like pick which one you guys selected? Like which one actually goes towards, I think, Michael, you were saying converter would be more you, which would be like open houses. People come into open houses, complete stranger, but you can convert them into a client. Do any of you guys know which ones you are yet? Networker, okay. Networker, networker. Natsumi, I think you're a marketer. I would consider myself a marketer. Sanek's a networker. Susan, what are you? Prospector,
Yeah.
but also networker.
Yeah.
Kate, do you know which one you are? Converter, okay. So these are the best fit. So I liked this one because I think this is what's going to help you guys out the most. When you guys are thinking about all the different prospecting activities, if you're a networker, typically you generate your business through relationships and referrals. You are really good at or what your core activities should be focused on is sphere of influence follow-up, having client events, coffee dates with people, going out for dinners, going to parties, like conferences, community involvement, all that stuff, past clients. Your strengths, you have a lot of high trust, loyalty, and a strong referral conversion, but you're really bad at having a database, which I know these people are really bad at actually just like having an organized list of people that they know and communicating with them. You're bad at informal follow-up, and then you're under leveraging your CRM, but you're very relationship driven agent. So even though you're not sending out your monthly emails, you're probably seeing people all the time. You're probably out there, like, Santa, how many people do you think you see a week? Or in 2 weeks, let's just say.
I feel like 40 people.
40? 4.
Well, we were like 15 yesterday at basketball.
Yeah, so there you go. Santa's at basketball. So he probably just saw like talk to 40, 50 people just in a day, right? So that's a networker. Marketer, you guys are really good at being visible. Like you got the billboards, you're on social media, you're putting out flyers, maybe you're on the radio. You are basically like all over the place. Email marketing, video branding, lead magnets, funnels. You're really good at scaling your leads and like attracting inbound leads. Um, One of your common pitfalls is doing content without conversions, inconsistency, and you're chasing trends all the time. So it can be really exhausting for a marketer to kind of keep up with what's going on in like the marketing world. But you also enjoy content and systems. So typically you're really good at creating the content, generate a lead, put them into your CRM, follow up with them. So you have like a typical, like pretty organized system of what's going on with your marketing systems. If you're a prospector, you generate business through directly outreaching. So cold calling, door knocking, going after, I put expires, but ignore that. FISBOs, follow-up scripts, all that. Your strengths is you're really good at jumping on opportunities. You're very skill-based, so you're good at scripts and all of that type of stuff. Strong pipeline control. One of the biggest pitfalls of the prospectors is you burn out really quickly because you're probably on the phone 9 to 12. You're very consistent with that. It can cause burnout. You get rejected probably the most out of all of these. So you can get that rejection fatigue and inconsistent volume. This is really good for agents that want quick, fast results. So if you are not selling a house and you need to sell a house really fast, you need to be prospecting strangers. That's how you're going to get it. So these agents are really bad at actually having like a sphere of influence and following up with people. If you're not ready to buy or sell a house in the next 3 months, they're on to the next, right? Like they don't care about building a relationship. They're not going to check in with the client after they sell a house. They're just on to the next deal. So they're very transactional based. Converters, these are really good at people that are turning leads into clients. So they're really good, I would say, at follow or doing lead follow-up. So maybe you're doing online lead generation, open houses, things like that. You're good at setting appointments. You can nurture and handle objection handling. Um, you're very bad though. Or sorry, what is it? Highest return of interest per lead, predictable closings, leverage friendly. So you typically know how many leads you need to get, how many conversations you need to have in order to convert a lead into a client. A lot of these people are really strong in their communication and follow-up. So if you're bad at follow-up, typically a conversion is not good for you. So if you don't follow up with those open house people or like the people that you generated leads online, you're probably not going to be very good at this. But we do have some agents in here that really purely work online leads and open houses, and they do very well in this business. But none of you guys are going to be good at all of these things. And that's why I want you guys to pick which one are you, or maybe one and a half of them. So we're also going to you're going to do or actually, did any of you guys choose yours now that you guys have read those? Did you guys write down why the strategy, or pick which one your avatar is and why the strategy fits best for you? I think that's in your workbook there. If you're an experienced agent or a new agent, I want you guys to go back today and audit your marketing channels. So channels that you guys need to review. How was your past client and sphere of influence outreach last year? If it could be better, then you need to come up with a plan. How was your social media? Are you on social media? Do you have a professional photo? Do you have a good bio? Is all your links updated? So is your LinkedIn updated, your Facebook, TikTok, YouTube? I want you guys this week to just go through all your channels and just make sure things are going. Like sometimes Claire will click on a few of our social media things, and make, oh, like this link's actually not working anymore. And you're like, oh my gosh, like you can really forget about updating certain things on your platforms. So just make sure, like, especially on your websites, if at the bottom you do have your social media links, like click on them and make sure they all work and go directly to you. If you're on your Century 21 Canada, I don't even think it goes directly to your social media unless you post it there. Otherwise, it goes to Century 21 Canada. So make sure that you have that on your personal pages too. Maybe review how you did your open houses and your events. Did you get enough people to them? Did you follow up with all the people that came? Did you drop any balls? It's really embarrassing actually when you do an open house and you look up that person's name and realize they actually did buy a house without you, and you could have had that opportunity, especially from the open house people. So if you have your what do you call those, sign-in sheets, maybe go back and like look up their names on Geo Warehouse, see if they actually bought something, and then maybe follow up with them. People give accurate information.
People get the, but I just like, find this, because sometimes we use a like an app or open house app to sign in.
Oh yeah.
Or other people say at the end of the day, and give out a box of chocolates, give me a name number so I can make you a winner off my time.
Yeah.
That's an idea. I have to do like a line giveaway.
Yeah.
I would do that. I would do like something that's.
Yes.
Everyone wins, you get everyone to try.
Yeah.
Yeah, although that's the whole point. Yeah.
Yeah. So Claire's talking about if you guys are doing open houses, are you actually getting accurate information? Could we be changing things up by giving them a prize and be like, hey, if you give me your information, you sign up for like $100 gift card or Visa card or something like that to get accurate information? Because yeah, some people are going to put some fake stuff. We're talking about how there's apps out there. So maybe you guys are doing open houses and you want to add a few extra tweaks to what you guys weren't doing last year for open houses. And maybe you weren't putting your directional signs, or you weren't posting on social media to promote people, and you weren't doing a proper system. So really review what you guys were doing and how to basically be unlazy about things. Because I know agents are super lazy, especially open houses. We plan it on Thursday. We just show up Saturday, Sunday, cry that no one came to it. But then we were like, oh, but I actually never promoted it. I didn't door knock the area. Maybe this year I should actually do the things I said I was going to do, invite the neighbors to come, actually do the follow-up. So really assess your systems if you guys are doing it correctly. Maybe social media, you wanted to post all the time and you didn't. So assess how you did last year and like really be real with it and how you guys can improve it. Maybe your CRM's disorganized or you don't have a CRM, and this year you want to do that. Maybe you want to get into farming, geographic farming, pick an area of 100 houses that you want to do and figure out, maybe I should review this and take this up. I will say the best channels that were bringing the best return on interest. So sometimes with an agent, what you guys should be doing is, especially if you're experienced, you should be printing out a list of every deal you've ever done and writing out where exactly that lead came from. That's where you guys should be investing your time. And I already know that most of it's going to be coming from your past clients or sphere of influence. So what can we be doing to get in front of them more this year? Does anyone have like higher quality leads from other sources? I'm gonna say most. I even sat down with an agent last week who said their best source was social media, and I'm like, sir, all your deals came from your family and friends. Like it wasn't social media. You might have spent the most time on social media. That doesn't mean that that's where the most of your business came from. Property management companies, yeah. So you did really good with property management companies, and that's how you're going to build a relationship. So maybe that was your best return on investment. Maybe we should do it more this year, kind of thing. So how do we like make it better this year? Maybe you spent a lot of time doing open houses and got nothing from it. So either you got to improve your system or stop doing them and do something else. Although I like open houses. Okay, step 3, your weekly prospecting plan. I know people talk about like daily and stuff. I think as real estate agents, it's impossible to have a daily schedule that's the exact same every single day. I just don't think that's the reality of it. But I do believe that every day should be blocked off for something different. Um, so every day we need to know how many calls and messages to past clients and leads. Like every single day, we should be calling a past client or a lead every single day. That should be on your daily list, whether you block off 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it is. Every part of your day, you should have some sort of gap that is for basically checking in, or like cold calling or following up with leads or clients. On a weekly basis, we should be posting, like doing either social media posts, email marketing, mailing campaigns, so direct mail or online. We should be doing that. And then every month, there should be some sort of physical piece of mail, an email newsletter, an event, or some sort of neighborhood touch. So you guys do have something every single day, every single week, every single month. And the more consistent, I know that was one of the words, consistency over volume is going to be much better. So this week, I will reach out to X amount of past clients and X amount of leads to get your goal. Do you guys know how many leads you have to reach out to every day? How many? I thought we did some math at the beginning. No math was done, eh? Okay, that's a fail. That was step one of the whole business planning. You need to know how many past clients and how many leads you need to reach out to every single week. Otherwise, Steve just says a lot. I would say you need at least 10 per day. New conversations or 10 past leads, whatever it is, you need to talk to 10 people a day.
But you're saying how many conversations actually lead to one lead? Or maybe
It it's a very personal one. Like some people take some 200 conversations to get a lead. Some people 10. So it depends on your skill set. No, you're never going to do 200 a day. That'll be like in a month. I think 50 per week, probably a minimum 50 per week. And again, I was reading a book on a woman. It wasn't like she was cold calling. Remember, going back, guys, to your avatars. You're either going to be online, social media DMing people. You're either going to be cold calling and door knocking people. You're either going to be at your open houses, whatever it is, community events, or you're going to be at a party or at some sort of soccer event, your kids' sports. So I'm not saying talk to 10 people a day and you got to sit in your office and cold call. So when we talked about avatars, those were your different things. Are we online DMing people? Are we hosting an open house and talked to 10 people during that? Did we talk to 20 people, inviting people to the open house? Did we reach out to past clients? Did we do online lead generation and talk to 50 people that week? Did we, yeah, there's a whole bunch of different ways. Did I host a buyer seminar and talk to 40 people as I was inviting them? There's so many different ways to talk to people, and it's not just cold calling. I think is that what you guys like imagine when we say do 10 calls a day or talk to 10 people a day? Are you guys imagining cold calling? I think that's what you guys are. I think that's the confusion that a lot of agents have is that if you're not cold calling, you're not calling them, you're not talking to people. I've never made a cold call in my entire career, and I don't need to. But I am DMing people. I'm probably having at least 10 conversations in my DMs every single day on Instagram. Probably Susan's doing that cold calling or door knocking. Michael might be talking to that many people at his open house. Sanik's doing it at his soccer or his basketball league or maybe at a Raptors game. So you guys see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be cold calling.
My family like owns the shop. Usually there at night.
Exactly. You're at the shop, you're talking to people as they
I've
come.
had like 2 or 3 leads.
Exactly.
It's like you kind of have to like gauge it a little bit. You have to like kind of drop something there, be like,
Yeah.
oh, you live around here, and you know.
Exactly. That, and it just starts with that. Do you live here? Where'd you come from? Have you ever thought about moving? Why are you moving? There's like scripts to it that we can teach you. One of our agents, Christina, she owns a nail salon in the Pickering Mall. She probably talks to at least 50 people a day, and a lot of her clients come from the nail salon. So she's not prospecting, but she is prospecting. It's just a very different way. But I think agents think when I say to talk to people, they mean sitting in an office for 3 hours at a time and they have to cold call. And like that's just not it. But you have to get out, go to Pilates class and talk to 3 people, go to the grocery store, talk to another person, go to your kids. Like we're going to a kids concert tonight. We'll probably talk to a few people around there. So there's different ways that you guys can do this. I'm sure Sanix never picked up a cold call. Have you?
No,
Have you ever cold called people? You've cold called every day.
no, you didn't. Yeah.
That's right, every
I did door knocking with
Okay,
him.
I mean like now, today. He started cold calling?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm talking today.
Today I
You do not cold.
just hang out.
Yes. I think though it is important if you are a new agent, you do need to try all of them because I also did the cold calling, actually a door knocking photo of us posted or came up from 8 years ago. done the open houses, eventually you will figure out which one you belong in. But you do have to try all of them at once. But again, the whole point is to talk to people. That's it. I think that was what they were saying. The secret is talk to people. I think that was Mike Ferry that we saw. So let's pretend where are my networkers? Just Sanic, and Hoda, yeah, and Sandeep. So if you said that you were a networker, this is what your weekly schedule would look like. So maybe on Mondays, you're reaching out to your sphere of influence. It could be calls, it could be texts, it could be emails. You might spend 2 to 3 hours just contacting people. Your Tuesdays, maybe let's grab a coffee, let's go out for lunch, let's go out for dinner, and you're doing like relationship catch-ups, friends, family, past clients, but your goal is to maybe do 2 to 3 face-to-face meetings a week. On Wednesdays, maybe you're going out in the community. Maybe you've got soccer practice or there's a networking event that's happening. But like each week, maybe you have some sort of activity that you do every week, attending local events, charities, clubs. Thursdays, maybe that's like your follow-up day and you're doing handwritten cards or you're sending out personalized emails checking in on people. Fridays, this might just be like your team admin wrap up, review your database, schedule your next week's calls. Maybe on Saturday, you're doing an open house. Maybe you're just out in the neighborhood. Maybe it just depends on your schedule. And then Sunday, you're just setting for personal time and prep, recharge. So, mostly for a networker, your goal is just to build relationships, referrals, find some warm leads. You're focused less on lead generation systems and mostly focused on connecting with 15 to 30 people per week or 40. The more you go up, obviously, the better. So that's what your week would look like. See how it's not every single day, it's the exact same thing. They're all different. So decide on your schedule what you already have. If you have kids, where do their activities fit into that, and then schedule around that. If you're a marketer like Natsumi, your focus would be on content creation, branding, and getting inbound leads. So on Mondays, maybe you're planning your content for the week. You're doing some social media posts, some emails, creating a couple like lead magnets, which for you would be like your webinar would be your lead magnet. On Tuesdays, maybe you're creating and posting the content. It could be a video, a reel, a blog, a newsletter. Wednesdays, you're engaging with your audience and you're responding to any DMs, any comments that came in. Maybe you're DMing directly to people, commenting them, emailing anyone that responded to any of your lead magnets. Thursdays could be a lead follow-up day. Friday, you're just analyzing how your metrics. So you're tracking your leads, how many people opened your email newsletter, how many people unsubscribed. You might be like, oh, that was a bad email. Don't send that again. Maybe you sent we found out with our email marketing, holidays, we cut out because we got so many unsubscribes from our holiday newsletters. Cut it out. So you have to read when you guys are doing your email marketing, see how many people unsubscribed and how many people engaged with it. And it'll tell you if you need to do that again or don't do that again. Maybe the weekends you spend on capturing listing videos, getting B-roll, lifestyle shots, and then Sunday it's your scheduling for the week. So your marketing efforts kind of build over time, and your return on investment is going to come from consistently posting and converting those follow-ups. If you're a prospector like Susan, your focus would be on outbound lead generation and cold outreach. So maybe on Mondays you're doing cold calling, you're checking if any FISBOs came up, any just listed, just sold people. You might be doing 3 to 4 hours of scripted calls. Maybe on Tuesdays, that's your door knocking day, your neighborhood canvassing, and you're going to 2 to 3 neighborhoods per week. Maybe Wednesday, you're doing any follow-up appointments, booking showings, listing consultations. Thursday could be prospecting or doing admin, updating your CRM, practicing your scripts, and like taking lead notes. Fridays, maybe you're doing some callbacks, nurturing some warm leads. Maybe Saturdays, you're doing open houses and active prospecting. And then Sunday, you're resting and repeating. If you're doing open houses, you're probably doing both days. You're doing high activity, skill-based, and fast return on investment. You do have a burnout risk on this schedule, so you have to schedule recovery time and mix in some nurturing as well. And then my converters. So I think, Michael, you said you're a converter. Your focus would be on converting leads into clients. So Mondays would be maybe like your lead follow-up day. Maybe you did an open house. So on Mondays, this is when you're going to like follow up with all your leads. Prioritize the hottest leads, schedule appointments. Maybe Tuesdays, your consultation client meeting days. Wednesdays, maybe you're nurturing some cold leads, doing some emails, text calls to get them moving along. On Thursday, maybe you're doing some objection handling, contracts, confirm, paperwork. Fridays might be your CRM cleanup. So maybe you're doing online lead generation. You got 50 leads that week. So you want to go into your CRM, clean it up, figure out who you got a hold of, who you didn't get a hold of. And then you're kind of like figuring out who you need to follow up with next week. Saturdays might be for showings, client appointments, prep week for on Sundays. So you're kind of just focused on creating steady flow of leads and you're kind of getting them to close. So these are my online lead generator types of people or my open house people. Does that sound right? Is this more of an attainable schedule for you guys? If you guys start to think about who your avatar is, could you guys do these things?
Except Sundays, not.
Sundays, you're probably working. Yeah, exactly. So this is just kind of like a flimsy schedule. You're probably working. Hopefully you're working. But if you guys have been panicking, you're not a converter, you're not a cold caller, no problem. But you got to be doing something. You got to pick one of them. You're either going out there in the community and physically talking to people, or you're behind a computer, or you're behind a phone, or you're knocking on a door. There's no other way to do this. And is there any other ways that you guys are thinking that maybe I haven't thought about? No? Online people? I think I covered it all. So if you don't like any of those activities, I think you guys should just give me your licenses and we're gonna go get jobs at McDonald's because there is no other way, I promise you. So if you don't want to select one of these types of work schedules, I'm going to be Ginny today. But it is true. And I have to be very honest about it because there's a lot of agents that are not doing well right now. And then when I sit down with them and I said, okay, great. What does your week look like? It's blank. You're not talking to anybody, but they're expecting people to call. Like this isn't 2021, 2022 anymore. That year, yes, our phones were ringing and people were plopping into our phones and clients were flying from the sky. And we honestly didn't do a lot of this stuff. We didn't have to. Those days are done. I think Claire said 1 in 100. I don't think we'll ever see that again. So if you joined after 2021 and 2022, or you saw what agents were doing in those years, that doesn't exist. I think, Michael, you joined right around that time, right? So I don't know. Now it's kind of like reset focus. And you got to go find the clients now. The clients are hesitating. Okay, step 4, we got to create your monthly marketing and prospecting calendar. So now you've got your week by week, which is really just direct outreach and talking to people. But when you do your monthly marketing, is more as like a lead generation campaign, but mostly for lead nurturing. So this is like any leads that you got from any of your online leads. Maybe you did some prospecting, door knocking, open houses, events, you picked up some leads, you added them to your CRM, and now we need to communicate with them consistently. So that's something that's more a little bit automated, like an email newsletter. Maybe it's a monthly mail that goes directly to their house, but there needs to be something in the background that's always working, that's generating just a nurturing relationship and reminding them about you as well, because you're not going to be cold calling or DMing or directly texting people all the time, but they need to be receiving something from you on a monthly basis. So usually how I recommend doing this, and we should all have this, and I remember being an assistant and my job was the monthly nurturing system. So I had to do whatever was on the monthly calendar. The best way that I think that you can do this is by organizing each month into like what holiday is happening that month. So like January is Happy New Year's. This is a really great time actually to reach back out to anybody that said they were thinking about buying and selling. Maybe they didn't. Happy New Year's. So there's different things you guys can do, whether it's prospecting, social media, maybe it's an event or it's a notes, but we need to have something every single month that goes out to every single lead, every single person on your database. And if you don't have a database, you cannot do this. Okay. Who doesn't have a CRM? You can put your hand up. I'm really curious, actually. Michael doesn't. Sanic doesn't. Do you guys have a CRM? And is it communicating with the people on that list every single month? Why not? Email marketing, easiest thing you guys can do. I set it up. I do 5 hours every year around December, January, and I set up an email that goes out every single month. And it says set it and forget it. And then as you meet new people, you add their email address, they receive something from you, and all you're doing is adding email addresses as you go. But you can't do this. Like even we've got agents, I've been into like the other offices and I've seen agents getting Valentine's ready right now. They're getting ready to go send out like Valentine's cards with chocolates to all their past clients. They print off their entire database list that has their mailing address, their email address, everything. They've got it all set up. they print out stickers with labels and then they're mailing it out. And that's what they're spending their time on doing. So they're not always just sitting on the phone. They're doing all these little activities that are reminding people about them as well. Sending postcards. March, it could be like a St. Patrick's Day thing, but each month should have something. Even January, I think we reminded you guys, if you have clients that bought 5 years ago, send out a mass email to those people and say, hey, your mortgage renewal might be coming up. Let me know if you need any help. We know that every April, the vacant tax thing is due for our Toronto clients. We should be reaching out to them in a mass way saying, hey, don't forget to declare your vacancy. Mother's Day, Father's Day, back to school, you could be sending, I don't know, markers to all the kids of your past clients or your network. Maybe you're doing pumpkins in October. Or having like some sort of contest, but we need to have something that's happening every single month. So I always recommend it doesn't have to be all of these things, guys. These are all just ideas, but one thing per month should be going out. One should always be automatically running in the background, like an email newsletter, and one should be a little bit more manual work. Are we all doing these things? Can we do these? Well, you're new, so this is a great opportunity for you to like start the systems correctly right away because it'll help. Anyone online have anything? I know people do this. Claire, do you have anything on this one? I want people to have a monthly plan. I don't know how to force this into you guys, but
Moxie works, CRM, people don't know what CRM does, Moxie works is.
yeah. So like us sisters, we use the MoxieWorks one that you guys all have. It is pretty, I know it seems complicated, but it's free and I know it works because I use it. Ginny can help you set it up. You have CR Works newsletter. So if you're even less tech savvy, CR Works, you literally just put their emails in and every month they get a market update. Like nobody has an excuse not to be sending a monthly email newsletter at all. Right? I'm trying to drill it in. But this year, you guys should sit down and plan out each month of one thing that you guys want to do to touch base with past clients, referral partners, anybody. And then step 5, you want to track and adjust. So it's great to do all these things, but like I said, sometimes there's things that you guys do and you're tracking them and then you're realizing, oh, like that actually didn't work. So you want to track how many leads did you get from certain activities that you're doing, how many actually converted into clients, how many closed transactions did you get, and how much money did you make? These are really important because everyone's is going to be a little bit different. Then you want to adjust. So if something is not working, just pivot and double down on what it is. So if you had like a social media post that really worked or an email newsletter that really worked, do it more. I know for us girls, we were sending out quarterly home evaluation links. So instead of manually sending CMAs to our clients, every quarter we send a mass email that says, hey, if you want to know what your house is worth, just click on this link. It'll send you something instant. We got so much like response and clicks on it that now I'm doing it. I think we do it every month now instead of once a quarter. So we looked at like what was working on the email campaigns and now we're doubling it. In fact, we had such a high open rate that we went from 1 email a month. Now we're doing bi-weekly emails. So you guys gotta like have to figure out what's working and what's not. I did it for Sanix too, Sanix. Do you remember that? I sent out a mass email to Sanix database. Why do I have it? Did Carly have? We had something. I wanted to test that I could help Sanix database. We sent out this thing. I think he had 72 responses to an email that I sent out. And like at least 20 people asked for a home evaluation. And I was like, Sanic has a really good network. So if he was doing it properly that way, it would be great. But you do need some simple tools to be able to track it. A CRM is one of them. Again, you use MoxieWorks. CRWorks doesn't track or analyze, but MoxieWorks does. Another free one is HubSpot. So if you're looking for a completely different CRM, HubSpot, Follow Up Boss. I think some people are using Exact, Constant Contact. There's so many different ones. Or just a spreadsheet tracker. Okay, and then the final thing before we do this, I wanted you guys just to kind of like ask yourself some questions. I stole this from Cam's business planning thing. But aside from like all of like the regular things that you guys are planning in your business, I wanted to do like a little bit of a checklist for you guys to ask yourself that you really will change your business as well. So things such as like, Do I attend sales meetings on a regular basis? So every Monday, are you paying attention to the sales meetings and what's going on in the real estate market? Am I attending our Wednesday training sessions? If you're here today, that would be like a check. But are you attending the like actively attending sessions that are going to increase your business? I have an abundance and growth mindset. If you're negative, especially in this market, it's going to murder you. If you're very negative every single morning or you're hanging out with negative people that don't have this type of mindset, it's really going to affect your business, I think. Do you have personal note cards ready and available that you like to use? So when I say note cards, I mean cards, like something that you can handwrite a letter in. I know it sounds crazy, but everyone should have like go on Vistaprint, get handwritten note cards that you can handwrite notes because once in a while it is really cool when you can send a handwritten letter to somebody, thanking them for a referral, thanking them for their business, saying you had a great conversation with them, maybe you had coffee with them. There's something about a handwritten card, and I think everyone should have a little stash with your logo on it, put somewhere on your desk for any time that moment comes up. Do you have a hot list that you like to use and review daily? So on Realm, you can look up specific neighborhoods that you actually like. They used to call them hot list. And do you guys all have it set up? What do they call it now, Ginny, on Realm?
Market.
Is it market list? Do you go log into Realm every day and check out your hot list or your market list? So where you live or where your clients are looking. Are you looking every day on that first page just to check out what's going on in specific neighborhoods that you're watching? If you're not, these are all things that you're going to do this week if you don't have it. Do you have a warm cold list that you like to use daily? So this is of leads. Do you have some like a list of leads on a piece of paper or somewhere that you look up every single day? If not, you should have that. Do you have an electronic method to successfully communicate with your clients? So do you have email? Do you have a minimum of one touch point with your database per month and email does not count? So are you directly reaching out to people or are you sending like mail outs? Add it to your list. Do you have the correct number of people in your database to achieve the income that you want? So if you wanted to sell 15 homes a year, do you have 400 people in your database right now? If you have 20 people, you're not going to make $200,000 this year, I promise you. So you want to increase that database number by talking to more people. Are you willing to invest money in your relationships to grow your business? At least $2 per month per name on a mail out. Do you know why you're in real estate? Do you like selling homes or do you like making money? Do you have a family to support? Why are you in real estate? I always laugh when I meet with new agents. They're like, I love real estate and I love homes. And I'm like, you're not going to do well in this business. But when someone says they like to make money, I'm like, you will do well. But if you just like looking at decor and all of that, like it's not selling sunset, I promise. Do you have written set of life goals? Do you have a written financial plan, including your retirement plan? How much money do you guys want to have in your bank, like Claire said, when you retire? Claire, how much do you have in your bank to retire? I know Claire has a number, though. I know it's probably something you've always thought about, and he's put into our brains too. Like, if you want to retire, how much money needs to be in that bank account? Or do you want to work until you pass away? Which we're going to do a session on this as well in February. Are you a learner? Do you read or listen to books regularly? Or are you reading a real estate book currently? If not, we should be reading. I think the last book I read was Selling Ninjas, Ninja Selling, Ninja Selling. That was a good book. So like I think it's important. Like Ryan Serhant has a couple books. There's Million Dollar Real Estate Agent. There's a lot of books out there that you guys should read. It will really stimulate some things as well. Are you exercising consistently? Do you have a healthy diet? These are important as well to take care of yourself. Do you get the right amount of sleep in your body? Do you have a mentor, a role model from who you learn from regularly? Do you have a buyer's guide package readily available? Do you have a listing presentation available? These are very important things that if you do not have this, especially if you're experienced in the business, you need to have these things readily available. Not do you have them? If a buyer called you today and said, do you have a buyer's guide? Could you send them one on the spot? Or do you have to say, yes, no problem, email Caitlin, edit one, and then send it? Let's not wait for the clients to ask you. Let's have stuff already. If a client said, hey, can you come over tonight and do a listing presentation? Would you be ready? If not, these are things that we need to work on. Do you have your business plan? Hopefully today. Do you have a system for managing and thanking people who refer you business? So if someone, an agent or some family friend, if they call you and say, hey, my friend wants to buy a house, do you have a system to thank them? Do you send them a handwritten note? Do you send them a text? Do you send them a gift card for dinner? What do we do when someone refers you business? That should be on your list. Do you have a written marketing plan for your listing? So when you get a new listing, what is the marketing plan? Do you get photos? Are you posting it on social media? Are you putting it in Facebook Marketplace? Are you advertising in the newspaper? Are you doing open houses? What is your marketing plan when you have a listing? Or are we just winging it? So these are just some good things. Are you prepared to answer the most common buyer and seller questions? That is a common one I know you don't. A lot of agents do not know. And then when they've got a client, they don't know how to answer the questions because they didn't prepare for them. So we should be like reviewing or going on ChatGPT or something and saying, what are the most common buyer seller questions and how do I answer them so that when it does come down to that, you know what you're talking about. Do you have a checklist of items to cover with sellers in a listing presentation? You should, because I've given it to you. So I've given you guys checklists of what things to talk about in a listing presentation, what questions to ask about. You guys should all have that readily available. Are you hosting regular open houses? I don't know. Thought these were really good questions to really ask yourself. All right, final question. If you are not hitting your weekly lead gen goal, what should you do? I'm gonna launch it. Do you panic? Do you stop everything? Do you analyze and adjust, or do you hire more help?
Panic and call center.
Panic and call Santa.
That's pretty good.
Let's see. Do you guys just stop everything? I think agents stop everything, to be honest. I think when agents don't hit their goal, they're like, screw it. I'm taking the year off. I'm going on vacation, taking the summer off, going away this. Everyone tends to go on vacation when they're not hitting their goals. I'm gonna go find another job. It's true. I should have added that on there. Not hire more help. Go get hired. You don't want to go get another job. You guys got into real estate for a reason because you wanted to avoid having a job. Am I right? I know I got out of healthcare because I did not want to have a boss telling me when I can have lunch. But what comes with that freedom is freedom. And you can do whatever you want with that freedom because no one's telling you what to do. But unfortunately, if you take advantage of that freedom, it'll affect you and you're going to end up going back to corporate world and going to get another job because you might need someone to tell you what to do all the time, but you are your boss and you tell yourself what to do every day. I just gave you guys pretty much an entire week, day, and monthly plan. If you guys screenshotted that and copied it, I bet you would make $200,000 this year. Like you don't even have to recreate the wheel. I just gave it to you guys. So if you screenshotted whatever avatar you are, if you just followed that schedule, I bet you would make a lot of money. If that's your goal, maybe making money is not your goals. Anyways, your plan, your step 6 is to actually create an action plan based on this. So you might need some time to sit down and write down all the things that you guys want to do. But you want to figure out what your goal is, what types of clients you want to work with this year, what marketing goes with that client, what type of prospecting activities you should do based on your personality, and follow it, commit to it. And that's it. So if you guys even want to take it a step further, if you guys go to this QR code, this will actually give you a 90-day business plan. So if you didn't write down your plan, maybe you can follow this one. It'll bring you to our careers website, and on the top of it, it will say, get your 90-day business plan. It is AI generated, but it's just going to ask you guys a few questions based off what types of activities you want to do and what activities you don't want to do, and it will actually give you a 90-day plan. And so if you didn't create one on here, then maybe you'll follow that one. Does anyone have questions? I have a lot of online people. We had about, there's 30 right now. There's about, I think we had about 40 at one point. Okay. Everyone got that business plan? Perfect. Okay, guys, if you need help with your business plans, call Ginny. She's ready for it. But Ginny will go through your business plans with you guys. So if you guys are like, hey, I got this plan, can you review it with me? Ginny will slap you around as well. If you guys want an accountability partner, she will help you.
Yeah, she's great.
Omar just said she's strict. She is. So, but she's realistic. She'll be mean, but it's out of love. It's out of love. It's out of love. And then he got 2 listings, so it must have worked. Exactly. Exactly. So Omar's our new agent, 2 listings in just a few months. Ginny slapped him around.
Yeah.
Probably just said, call your friends and family, right? And you did it? Exactly. So if you guys need some help with your business plans, just contact us. Ginny, she'll do one-on-ones with you as well. And if you really want an accountability, she will, but you'll probably tell her to stop at one point, but she'll do it. But yeah, if you guys want, this will be recorded. It'll be on YouTube. And we'll see you, what's next week, actually? Next week we're with Sanic. Next Wednesday at 11 a.m. We're doing a tech day. You sent me a lot of tech, and I'm really excited about it. He sent me tech that I haven't even heard of, so I think it's actually been a really good session with Sanic. We won't do, we'll do a lot of it, but if you guys are thinking about different tech that you guys want to use that's different than what the normal people are talking about, Sanic's going to be running a session in person and online next week. So we'll see you guys there. Oh, Hamid wants to have a rich father.